Hello.
Oh, we are having some technical difficulties, everyone. I have no idea what's going on. We are having bad technical difficulties tonight.
So
This is a
many.
crazy.
It's one of those days. It's definitely one of
Oh
those
Lord
days.
Jesus!
It's definitely one of those days.
This is. Oh my goodness! This is one of those days.
Live
Hello,
from
everyone.
my living room, and you're in the back of your room.
All right. So listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm about to go off, and I'm gonna share this with everybody. So you got to run the opening of this podcast. This is now the Discreet Friends podcast featuring T Dot. Go.
Data taking over, coming from Virginia. What's up, everybody? What was? Oh, your screen blacked out. I'm really here. What's up? I can't see if there's any comments, but what's up? I'm terrible at working this. Oh, there we go. Good evening. Hey. What's up? Okay, now I can see. I'm trying to see me and y'all at the same time, and my light just went off, so that's cool. Hi, Daniel. I can see some of y'all comments, not all. What up, Tron? Hi, Lola. Okay, everybody's tapping in. I don't know what was your topic, Jonathan. Girl talk?
Yes. Can you hear me?
No, not at all. Hi, David.
So I'm asking you if you can hear me, and your response to my question is no.
Oh, I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before. I didn't know
Okay,
if you
here
were
we are.
talking.
What's up, people? Oh boy, this has been like a day. This has been like I don't know what's going on with today. If it could go wrong,
You
it
gotta
could go
breathe.
wrong. I mean, thankfully, I- as you guys can see, I am in the back of a freaking Uber doing our podcast tonight.
That's determined. That's
I
consistency,
have a whole
determination
hour ride.
for the
I got to be
entire
consistency. All
duration.
I got is yeah. So where are you? You look like you're in a whole different area. Every time we come on a podcast, you're like in a different area of your house or something.
I'm in my living
Or
room.
or,
I
or
just
you're in your
have
trap
more.
house.
Yeah, I'm in my living room.
I don't know. I thought maybe when you're like in a trap house or something.
A trap house. Why would I be there?
Oh, you don't have a trap house?
Mm-mm.
Not in somebody else's trap house, in your
Is
own
that
trap house.
a is that a regular thing? Everybody has trap houses. What up,
I got a
Bella?
trap house. Hey,
Oh,
Bella.
I
So let's
wish.
talk. So let's talk about this tonight. I don't know.
I'm like
I
sweating.
am. You're sweating. I
Yeah.
know. It's me. I got to get in a good light. This is horrible. This is just.
It's good though. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So I've been having this up and down bipolar. I'm retiring, not retiring situation,
What's that about?
and I.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, no, because I mean, there are parts of this world that has frustrated the heck out of me, and I'm like, I don't even want to do this no more. Um,
What's the most
some
frustrating part?
people
Of course, that's always the
lack
case.
of
People,
loyalty, lack
lack of
of loyalty,
loyalty.
lack of loyalty.
Like in
It's
what
so here we go.
terms?
What loyalty for me? For me, loyalty is not loyalty until it's hard to be loyal. It's easy to be loyal when everything is going great. You're not being tested. Loyalty means that you're there when the chips are good, when the chips are bad. We go down. I'm not saying go down with the ship, but god damn it, throw me a paddle. Give me a
It
life
sounds
vest.
like, yeah.
Something.
Sounds like you want them to go down with the
And
ship as
I
well too.
no, I don't expect people to go down with the ship, but so I'm the type of person that's gonna go down with the ship. Like if I'm your friend and we in this together, we in this together all the way. As long as I know you're right, as long as I didn't well, not you sometimes even if I know you're not right. I'm that type of friend. You remember back in the day on the street, you used to be like, listen, I know what you're saying is true, but I'm not gonna let you sit here and talk about my friend. You keep on running your mouth, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I know what you're saying is true, but
And I don't even care that it's true. You're just not gonna sit here and talk about my friend like that.
yeah.
You know, people aren't that's the type of person I am. I've had people's backs and I knew shit was true. I knew stuff that people were saying was true. And I'm like, listen, we just gonna pray for them. You ain't gonna sit here and talk about somebody because you got
Right.
some
Especially if you're not
skeletons
trying
in
to
your
help.
closet. And it's not that I've
Yeah.
done things that are all yeah, it's not that I've done things that are all that bad or crazy or whatever the case may be, even though people say I have. But it's just that the loyalty just isn't it's just not there. And it's annoying. Pissing me off.
No, I've definitely been through
It's
that. I feel
pissing me
like
off.
some people try to ride the coattails of someone, and it's when shit hits the fan is when you see that it's like, oh, you were here for a good time. That's really it. And now things aren't that same way. So now you feel like, all right, let me jump ship.
Well, I don't mind people jumping shit. Well, here's the thing though. I'm the guy that's going to open the door for you. Listen, I'm happy that you have, and this isn't directed to one person at all. I'm talking in general, so don't nobody go back and say, "Oh, he was talking about you
He
on a
was talking
podcast."
about you, right? It's
But listen,
always yeah.
no, no. But here's the thing: if I have, I have a podcast. So apparently, I'm infamous. So, if you can come on here and you get 10, 100 more followers as a result of being on my podcast, dope. Let's go. I'm glad you were able to glean from being on my network. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help one another. Hold on, let's see what did Elijah
I
say?
was just
There's
looking
such a
at
thing
that.
as blind loyalty and loyal to a fault, and that isn't healthy. What is the definition of loyalty? What does it look like in real life? So here's my thing. This is what loyalty is. In public, you're my friend. In private, I'm gonna let your ass have it because that's what friends do. We don't leave each other out there in public. Now, of course, we're not talking about some crazy. You going around committing murder. I ain't hiding your gun. I ain't doing that now.
Yeah, you're
We're not
done.
talking about to that severity. Yeah, but we're not talking about going to that extreme. But you know, in public, I'm gonna take you out of a situation. People are yelling at you and doing stuff. I'm gonna pull you in a car. But in private, I'm gonna be like, yo, you gotta stop doing that shit. You can't be like that. You can't do this. This is bad. You're not healthy. You're toxic. You're this. You're that. The other. But I'm not gonna let anybody else talk about you. That's what loyalty is. We don't promote bad, but
Yeah.
we also have each other's backs. You know,
I will definitely say
unless it's
that,
just so bad that it's like,
in
go
public,
ahead.
definitely defend in public and chastise in private for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm honest.
100%. We say I wholeheartedly agree. I know you do because I'm right, Nick. I'm sorry, I'm right. I am honest with my friends, but I will project them when needed, just to hear what it was from your perspective. And that's another thing. The old saying is, "There's three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the right side." I never take what anybody ever says on face value. And a lot of times, people aren't trying to be manipulative or they aren't trying to lie, but it's what happened from their perspective. And perspectives can be dangerous, and when you do wrong, you just have to say you've done wrong. And I've made some mistakes, Lord. I've made some recent mistakes, and I got to go back and fix a lot of those recent mistakes. Um, but at the same time, we don't put each other out there um, when it is not necessary to do so. And that's the thing.
I
And that's the
agree.
thing.
I'm not I'm not in the business of trying to
Yes, and
publicly shame
yes, and
someone
Sean,
in
I have
this
to call you.
thing.
Uh-oh.
Do you
I
though?
lost you. Say that again.
I said no, I agree. Hi Ashley.
Hi,
Definitely not helpful to
Ashley.
put someone out there without trying to help. If you're not trying to, help out, what are you putting them out there for?
100%. 100,050%. And then at the same time, I have definitely been in a position, not so much recently, but in the past, where I have done things that I shouldn't have done. We have all done things that we should not have done, and we've just had to eat it. We had to put our big boy drawers on and be like, dang, fuck that one up. I gotta eat that one. But again, with our friends and family and things of that nature, we shouldn't put each other out there because the truth be told, if I start going through my text messages, hallelujah, I know some pastors that are going to lose their churches. Hallelujah.
It's always though those
I
who
know
try
a
to
lot
shame
of
you the
folk that are.
most, they literally have so many skeletons in their own closet. They got one finger at you and three right back at themselves every time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right is
So
right.
here's another thing that I want to talk about. This could be fun. What's the role of a side chick?
What is
When
the
does the
role of
side
a
chick
side
go too
chick?
far?
Whoa. When does
What
the
is the
side chick
role
go
of
too
a
far? First of
side
all,
chick?
a side chick it's not a real role. A side chick is a made up role, and that's the thing. It's in the side chick's world, you exist or the partner exists and his family. In his world, or you don't really exist. You're just there for a good time. When it gets to the point you disrespecting or trying to contact the main, like that's too much. But the role should not exist. The whole thing of a side chick is wrong to begin with. It's not a real thing. When you could be open and honest with all parties,
Yeah, I'm
like
sorry. I mean, you said the whole.
the whole role of a side chick is
You
wrong.
said
It's morally wrong. You don't get to be like, there's no definition of what a role of a side chick is because it's not really a thing. Not like a title like being a girlfriend or being a wife.
okay,
There's
okay,
no,
okay. So what's
yeah.
the difference between a side chick and a third in a polyamorous in a poly V?
The ethical part. That's the part that's missing. A side chick, the main parties are not aware. Like you're not giving the main partner the space to agree to that situation. When you start talking, that's the connotation behind side piece. A third to a relationship, all parties are aware, and then it's easier to have defined roles. If I know, hey, I'm a girlfriend and not a side chick, if that makes sense.
Okay, so listen. Now I will. So I've been in a position where I had a semi poly V.
How are you semi?
Third, the second girl wanted more. This is where you start calling me toxic, right?
Yeah, because this sounds
The
toxic.
second
This
chick wanted
whole
more.
conversation sounds toxic.
It's not toxic.
Wait, Jonathan, how is this
That's
not
what you call it,
toxic?
toxic night.
This is toxic night. This is
You
the
don't even
topic.
know what
It's
I'm about to say.
toxicity. Okay, go ahead.
Toxicity. Okay, well, we might
Toxicity.
have to steal from Max. Max had a podcast last week, toxicity in the LS.
This is that. This
This
falls
is
under
that.
that category. Yes. What do you
Oh,
mean you're semi poly? What? Where's the semi?
okay. So this is where we came.
Oh wait, I think you're breaking up, or is it my AirPod? Hold on.
No, it's me. The same thing happened last week. The
Let's
Lord
see.
knows how to shut your mouth up. Hold
Can
on.
y'all hear Jonathan? Oh, look, God stopped it because he was about to be up here being toxic. Definitely about the other. If there's a hierarchy in a poly, the third is communicated about. The role of a side chick has a negative connotation.
Hello, hello. Can't talk.
Can
See
you
that?
hear me now?
See that you?
I cannot hear you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear Jonathan? Can y'all hear both of us? The universe said y'all will not be talking about this topic tonight. Mm-mm.
I want to talk about being toxic.
Nope.
Hold on, I'm gonna think about
Let's
it.
see if I can hear now.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Is there like static? No.
How about now? Still can't hear you. Is your microphone muted? Jonathan is full of static. Yeah. Aw. Well, that sucks. Can y'all still hear me at least? Try to read some of the comments. I agree with your hierarchy statement. Or some people are, what is it, triangular poly, where all parties are involved together. Oh, okay. Well, at least y'all can hear me. Oh, he's back. I hear something, but it sounds like
Okay,
static.
how's this? Does this better?
A little staticky, but I
Oh
can hear you.
no.
Oh no, it's back. I can hear you.
Okay, it's getting better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Woohoo! Okay, now let's talk about me being toxic. I mean, not me not being toxic.
You
Okay,
you are
so
you
here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. It was semi-poly because everybody knew what was going
the
on.
static's
And
coming back every time you try to talk about it. The static is back. Is that your headset? This is not good and don't look good if this happens. Yeah, things happen sometimes out of our control. We can't really control technical difficulties. But thank you for bearing with us as he figures out what's going on. It might be his AirPods or his Bluetooth or something. Sometimes I have difficulty with my AirPods. But no, I just talked about this on my page. The ethical part of ethical non-monogamy is missing these days. A lot of people aren't understanding that that's important. People should be aware of what they're getting involved in so they can make the conscious decision of whether or not they even want to be involved in that situation. And I don't know, I'm not speaking on Jonathan's situation. I have no idea what he's referring to at all. But just that topic in general. If y'all could still hear me. And I can't, I'm trying to see if I can see the comments from here too.
this is a quite interesting
And
situation.
hear you.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Tahi,
he.
why would you point out that
Yeah,
we
definitely
have
can't hear
text?
you.
That wasn't good. That wasn't nice. We know it's not a good look
Thank you,
for the show.
Tahi.
Everybody. Can't hear me? Because I'm going on a rant.
No, I did. Type it. Type what you're trying to say in the comments, Jonathan. Type what you're trying to say to us. Three, the most important letter in E and M is the E. Yep, the ethical part. It's trying to connect a little bit. I'm not toxic. That's it. That's what you needed to say. And that's exactly why your microphone is not working. That's exactly why. It said until you tell the truth, until you do right by us and tell the truth. See, now it hung up. He didn't want to hear the truth. It didn't want to hear the truth. I see this whole toxic discussion. I try to stay away from because that was a big thing in my life for a long time was like trying to prove that I'm not toxic. It's really subjective. What's toxic to me might not be toxic to the next person. Personally, there's some things that I find to be toxic that like Jonathan or some other people in the comments might be like, well, there's nothing wrong with that, and vice versa. So I really feel like it's just all about communication and understanding and being on the same page with the person. So if my boundaries or my standards are A, B, and C, I got to make sure that you align with A, B, and C and you agree with A, B, and C. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Still can't hear anything. It doesn't want you to be great. Maybe that's just he said wait one. He gave me a church tip. Have you been in a poly relationship? Yes, I have. I've been in several different dynamics. And I will say the last one that I was recently in, the biggest issue was one, communication, and two, understanding. Also, you can communicate all day, but if that person that you're trying to communicate with isn't receiving it, it doesn't go anywhere. So then at that point, you have to make the conscious decision to be like, okay, this isn't, we're not aligning. Doesn't make you bad, doesn't make me bad. We're not aligning. And then when you add a third person to the situation, a lot of people don't understand that like adding a third person doesn't make it easier. If anything, it makes it harder. If you can't communicate with one person, how the hell are you going to communicate with two people, three people, four people, however long your polygram wants to go? You have to effectively be able to like be on the same page with people and communicate. I know I keep saying communicate, but that's really a big deal. You have to. And then when you're doing that, you have to also make sure and constantly checking in. I'm big on like we used to call it pulse checks or temperature checks. And it's just a moment in time where it's like, hey, like I'm feeling like A, B, and C, or I've been seeing A, B, and C, and I don't like it, or I do like it. Is there any way like we can discuss the terms of our dynamic? What can we do to make things a little bit easier for both of us or all parties involved? It really is. It's a challenge. It really is. The more people you add to that dynamic, it becomes more of a challenge. Now you have the feelings and the emotions of three people versus just two people, which is already hard. We know how hard it is to be or attempt to be in a monogamous situation. Now try that with two people. And then not every poly situation is the same. So some people have rules and standards. People think it might be a free for all. Well, like, oh, you've already got two girlfriends or two boyfriends, so that means y'all can just do whatever. No, there's still rules and terms and standards within that dynamic that all parties bring to the table and want to be respected. Effective communication is a thing. Learning everyone's hold on. I can oh, I think I'm learning how to ping pong.
All right. I don't know what is happening. We are having so many technical difficulties. This is so not okay. And as you can see, I am here. I'm on, and I think my volume is actually good this time. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let me see. All right. I'm about to pull her back in now, too. Okay, I sound good now. Very good. Now I'm going to pull back in. Come back. All right, cheat out. We'll be back in a second. All right. I think you guys should hear me just fine now. Anyway, so I don't even know where she was because my computer shut off to the point, and everybody's like, "Hey, man, you're making such good points." But so when I was talking about semi poly situation, as I'm waiting for T to come back, everybody knew what was going on, but one person was not necessarily poly. So I was with her. The other person was poly, so it was kind of semi poly. It was a poly V. But when I tell you that other side of that V, Lord, it was crazy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Are we in here?
Can they hear me okay?
I can definitely hear you now.
I figured out what was going on. As long as I do it with my telephone, it doesn't work.
What are you using?
All right, so I was explaining them to. I was explaining to when I said semi poly.
What is that? Not about dealing with another woman. Oh wait, I think we lost you
Now I
again.
lost.
It's I don't know. Every time you start talking about this toxic stuff, it doesn't work. What's that about? Y'all sound great now. Yeah, we did for 2 seconds. I'm not probably dealing with another woman. I stay out and let the ladies run the show. I put in work only if needed. That I hear a lot of men say that that works best for them when they let the women kind of take the lead as far as how things should go. I hear that keeps men out of trouble. I'm not sure the science behind it.
Well, I've had in every one of my semi poly situations, I've definitely taken a
Voice
step back
semi. What is a
because my
semi
partner
poly
was
here?
my partner wasn't necessarily poly. So, but I was, and she was friends with the girl, but not her girlfriend. So
But
it's
that's
kind of
still
like semi.
poly.
Still
No, so
poly.
that's just a different form of poly. There are poly dynamics that exist where the primary partner doesn't want to engage. However, they allow you're still poly because you do believe that you're allowing your partner. I'm not saying allowing like you allow, but you're okay with your partner going and finding what they enjoy.
I think allowing is a good word.
Yeah. It's facts though. I always let my lady take the lead in those situations. I hear it works that way. It works better when the women because I guess the idea is that if the women are getting along well and they have an understanding and a mutual respect for each other, it makes it a lot. That's typically the issue is that like you were saying, somebody wants a bigger role or they don't like the hierarchy and whatever. But that's exactly why making sure everyone's on the same page is important from the beginning. And like I said, doing like pulse checks in like, hey, at any moment you're a human. You can change how you feel and be like, I'm no longer okay with this. And hearing each other out. Okay, what's making you uncomfortable? Is there something I can tweak? Is there something? Are we leaving this alone? Like, what do you want me to do to help make you feel better about this situation? Mm, there's no such word
Well,
as
first
semi
of all,
poly.
when we talk about loyalty, Bella, I just talked about this. In public, you just say, you know what? I'm glad you figured out semi poly. In private, you didn't tell me, nigga, I'm sorry. Sir, there's no such thing as semi poly. There is no such thing as semi poly.
I don't know. I've never personally heard. I still
You're
believe that
not
the
asking.
person is poly, just because they're not engaging in it. The fact that you're okay with your partner engaging with someone else, you don't always have to participate. You're in a poly dynamic by default.
It's still a poly dynamic.
Yeah,
But I think semi poly better defines what's going on because only one party happens to be poly, but it's still ethical because everyone knows what's going on.
that's still a poly dynamic.
Yes, that's
That
right.
is a monogamous person that has entered a poly dynamic, and that's the thing. That's also why it's. I personally will never talk to talk entertain someone. who isn't poly or who's monogamous, isn't even at least open to it because of stuff like that. Like I know like you're never going to see things. That's to me is the equivalent, and I don't want to offend anybody, of me trying to turn someone out if I was like a lesbian,
Right.
finding someone straight. And yeah, they might like me, but at the end of the day, at their core, they are not a lesbian. So I'm trying to turn you out essentially. And I don't think that's anybody's place to do that. Like I like to know pretty early on, this is not something you're interested in. This is who I am. I'm not changing that.
Right. No, no, you're right, and I'm being silly tonight with my toxicity. I'm not. I am toxic in some levels, but not in that way.
Yeah, I know. I
Uh,
get you're joking.
yeah, but a lot of people don't. That's why I have to say
They
that. A
don't
lot of
know.
people
Yeah,
walk
they're
around.
like, what? Bella says
They
she's not
don't
doing
know.
it with you tonight. She's not playing.
No, but polyamory is such a hard topic. It's easy in its definition, but it's hard in practice. It's easy in theory or hard in practice.
Is any
Only because,
relationship easy to practice?
well, and that's what it is. It's like, shoot, just having two was hard enough, but adding a third, that's when it becomes very difficult, especially two women. Oh my God, two men could do it way better than two women. But I'm just saying, because you guys are
You
emotional,
I'm a
all
living
kinds
witness
of
that
stuff.
that is not the truth. That is far from the truth. Men come to each other as men as well. Men get upset when they don't get adequate time with you, or they feel like they don't get adequate time with you, or they feel like another man is being placed above you, or they feel like the same exact complaints. And I've dabbled in dating men and women, the same exact complaints. The only difference is that men, some, not all, in my experience, will pretend to go along with things a little bit longer than women. Women are a little bit more vocal about their emotions. And that's almost worse to me because I enjoy knowing what the fuck is going on inside your head. Like, I don't want to have to guess, like, oh, okay, well, you were okay with what I was doing, or you said so. And now everything I do, they find excuses to why. Well, it wasn't that I didn't want you to play with someone else or go on a date with someone else. It was just that person. It's every excuse in the book to find a roundabout way to say I'm not poly, even though I told you I was. So I can't agree with that. I've been in that exact predicament where the men were being difficult. It was the men that was the problem.
Men are never difficult.
I
It's
don't
really
agree with that. I need an
it's the
MFM dynamic. I'll be content. I thought so too. I don't know anymore. It's
so here
manipulation. Yeah.
so here's the thing. I have jealousies. I am a jealous person. Most people would not know that about me just because of the way I live my life. I am definitely a jealous person. I want what I have all to myself. However, I've learned how to those jealousies. I've learned how to put things in place to not make my jealousy toxic or hindrance to the relationship. Because if you
Yeah.
don't do that, well, because I think everybody's jealous. Everybody always goes
I
through a
wouldn't agree.
position or a time.
Everybody has insecurities or can have moments of jealousy, but I would never label myself as a jealous person. I do have moments where, oh man, like I wonder or have feelings. That's human. But I myself, that's not in my nature to be a
Well,
jealous person.
that's what I mean. I mean, all of us could have a jealous moment,
Jealous tendencies, yeah,
jealous
or
tendencies.
envious or insecurities, I like to call them, especially when you're dealing with somebody you love and you hold dear. It's natural to feel a type of way at times, but it is really all about how you navigate it. I have to always talk to myself and bring myself to a certain like, what am I feeling? First of all, identify the feeling that I'm feeling. Why am I feeling that? And decide if communicate that, like, hey, like this didn't, I didn't feel comfortable when A, B, and C, and then gauge from how you react, gauge how I want to proceed.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say this though. I have a lot of respect for people who just flat out come out and say, "Yo, I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be poly." Or even a lot of couples, a lot of men get flack when they tell their women no, I can't watch you with another man, but I can watch you with another woman. I respect those guys for saying that, because they're just being true to themselves and honest with what they can handle and what they cannot handle.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, even women who say that, there's a lot of people who's that dynamic. But that again goes back to what I said. Find someone that's okay with that dynamic. There's plenty, more than enough people on this earth to find someone that you, hey, this is what I like, this is what I want. And they are like, okay, I'm okay with that. The problem is trying to fit a square into a circle a lot of the times with people. It's like, I like you, but I want to change everything about you. Well, then you don't really like me then.
there was a Broadway play called "I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change."
Yeah, like that's the human condition a lot of the times when getting into these relationships. It's so easy. And then people like to criticize too. Well, why not just say that? Sometimes some people, and I've had this happen to me, like I said up front, well then okay, well I think I could do that until it's
Right.
time to do that. And
Yeah.
I always say you're completely allowed to change your mind. You're not allowed to change mine. You're allowed to do whatever you want. And you could communicate that with me, and I could either respect that and change, which
Yep.
probably not going to happen,
Yep.
or we both can amicably be like, this isn't work, we're not compatible, it's okay.
But that's also not healthy easy. I mean, not healthy either. You're just gonna come out and say, "I'm not changing. I'm set my ways. That's it."
Well, not necessarily not that cut and dry, but yeah, I respect that. Yeah, if you told me up front right now, um I whatever, I only like the A, B, and C, and I right now said, okay, I agree with that, it's okay that you like that, I still accept you for that. And then a month from now, 2 months from now, however long from now, I start giving you all kinds of crap because of what you told me that you like. At that moment we can be adults about it, and I can be like, hey, like I can change my mind. I thought I was okay with it, I'm kind of not. And then you have the right to be like, well, I enjoy this thing. I told you that this is what makes me me. I'm not up for the business
Yeah.
of changing all the time. Some things are negotiable, but like, no, if this is who I am and I'm content with that, and how dare you? And I'm of the mindset of, if I love you, how dare I want to take away something you're saying is making you happy? That's really not love. That's selfish. That's extremely selfish of me, actually. And I could just choose to go deal with somebody that likes what I like. It's that simple.
Well, I mean,
And it's in theory.
it also makes it also. Some people would also say that you're being selfish by not giving. I mean,
By
that
not
could go
giving
both. You
what
really
though?
love me,
But not give, what am I not
whatever.
giving
Let's just
you?
by not giving up the LS. If
I mean
I
that
told you
that
that I want to be with you, we're in love, and I don't like this, so you're being selfish by making me do something or accept something that I don't want to.
that to me is manipulation, because you don't ever have to accept, you're a grown adult. If I was to say that to you, that is me trying to manipulate you into doing what I want for you, and not because you actually want to do that.
Yep.
I will never agree with that stance. I don't get to say, well, now you're like, I'm trying to guilt you now into giving up something that we've together agreed to. And now because my mind has changed, yours has to change too. That's not how life works.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's,
I'm
it's not in
like
my
what
world.
I'm like what Bridget said. I am the guy that, listen, for the most part, I want what you want. Listen, there have been definitely been times where I've been in play parties with my partner, and I wasn't feeling that play at all, and I wasn't feeling my partner going off and playing. However, I can't be so selfish because I'm having an off night, and this is our dynamic, and this is what we do. I can't be so selfish as to say, no, you can't do that. I just think that's wrong. I think it's just one of those nights. That's just one of those things where I had to eat it. Or there are definitely been dudes, and I'm like, I don't want you to fuck. I don't want you to mess with that guy. But it was really nothing wrong with the guy. It was just me. So I'm like, I,
Personally, a
I
conversation is always on the table with me. If I'm in a dynamic, you're, like I said, you're allowed to feel everything. You're a freaking human. That doesn't mean you're gonna up my little
yeah,
light when I. That doesn't mean you're gonna make me change. Like, just because we have a conversation doesn't mean anything comes of it other than me acknowledging your feelings and a conversation. But you could always say, hey, I don't know why, but I'm feeling A, B, and C. And a lot of the times we do, out of respect for our partner, be like, okay, tonight I'll hold up. I've had to do that plenty of times. But they were of the understanding that this is a conversation. This is not control. This isn't I'm throwing a tantrum tonight, so I get to tell you what to do and not to do. I It's very wholeheartedly, I'm coming to you as my partner. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel not in a good headspace. And ultimately, the way it works with me, if my partner is not in a good headspace, I know this is probably going to ruin both of our night. So,
I'm with you
let's come up with an
100%.
alternative plan.
Yeah.
It's probably
No, 100%.
it is what it is. It's not that serious sometimes. You pick your battles when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, you do have to pick your battles, but what happens when you're on your way to the party and you don't find that out until you get to the party? It's
It's
like,
never the same thing with consent. It never stops. There's never a moment where you can't change your mind. That's
yeah,
I believe that in every situation you're always allowed to say, I'm not feeling it anymore. That doesn't
mm,
mean that the things around you change, but you yourself are allowed to vocalize that with no issues. With me, at least.
they in your corner tonight, T. They are
I was
loving
like,
you tonight. They're like, she's right. I agree with T. What she just said. It's good.
if I mean, I think I've had a lot of experience with situations like that on all ends. I've been the person who felt the way, and I've
Hmm.
also been the person who was like, it was being brought to my partner felt the way. And I've been the outside party who watched partners argue and fight at events. And I've been the watchers. I've seen healthy dynamics where they just communicated and they're kind of like, all right, let's head out. We can go home. It's okay. So I see all sides of it. And it's easier said than done. Have I been toxic before and throw a little tantrum because something didn't go my way? Of course. But it was wrong. I don't justify it.
Right.
I say, I was being toxic that time. That was not cool. I even come back and have that conversation. Like, I don't know what was up with me last night. I had a little attitude because you were doing your thing. I wasn't getting up, like whatever the situation is. But we could
Mhm.
try again later. I apologize. And I expect the same respect. I give you the space to be human, but acknowledge that. Like, hey, like I was a little tripping. Like, I'm sorry. It
Yeah, no,
happens.
what Bridget said, no arguing in public. No, that is,
Ever. We'll leave. We will leave.
yes,
That's it. If you I see an argument about to happen, all right, we're leaving. Goodbye, everybody. We're gonna hastily head out. Easy.
peace.
I do not like arguing with my partner in public. It's actually embarrassing to me.
Yeah. Hey, Mary. I had one argument in public, just one, and
And how'd you
I
feel
don't.
after?
I'm trying to put it into words.
Embarrassed.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's the biggest thing. It's like you're embarrassed because it's like, dang, I could have really took that to the car, or I
Yeah.
could have. And now everybody sees what happened. It's like, dang, yeah.
I get embarrassed even arguing in private when I get too like I lose emotional control. So let other people also seeing that is like, oh my God, I feel awful. I don't even want to do that. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again.
And here's another thing that when I so again, everybody, I'm actually playing tonight. I'm not toxic. I'm just really playing devil's advocate tonight. But what I used to tell my patients, especially my couples, when they would come, is listen, you cannot argue in public, especially in front of your friends, especially in front of your family, because you two may have gotten over this argument, but guess what? That best friend that saw you curse her out will be like, yo, he's a bad guy. It might have been one time it was one time. You lost control one time. But that best friend just saw you, T Dot's best friend just saw you curse her out. He's abusive and they will never let it go.
Yeah.
Even if they say they forgive you, it will always be in the back of their mind. You
And
never
then
argue in front of family. You never argue. Huh?
you lose that safety aspect. With me as a woman, the willingness you have to air me out, like Max just said in the comments, that airing out that dirty laundry, the willingness you have
Yep.
to air me out in front of other people, now I don't feel safe with you. And the one thing as a woman you want to feel with your man is safe. If now the man who's supposed to be making me feel safe has actively contributed to harming me, That's irreparable. I cannot think of an instance where I've ever wanted to deal with a man again after that happened. Or a woman, even my friends, if we have a small disagreement and you take it there, and now everybody got to know that my flaws, my mistakes, my this and that because of a small disagreement, the chance of us ever reconciling is kind of off the table for me because you're not a safe person to be around.
Well, I mean, for women, it's safety. For men, it's embarrassment. Men
Yeah.
always say, "Do not embarrass me in public." Don't, because it's, as much as we don't like to admit it. Thank you, man. As much as we don't like to admit it, it's a hit on our manhood. You
Yeah.
yelling at me in public? Everybody? Are you crazy?
Telling everybody my weakest, lowest moments. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
agree with that either. If I ever took it there with a man, I don't expect there to be a chance to reconcile because now I've emasculated you publicly. And that's essentially the same concept. Now you don't feel safe with me. I can forget you ever
Yeah.
confiding in me again. I can forget you ever
Yep.
trusting me again. And that's why and this is controversial. That's why they start looking elsewhere for somebody that protects that side of them.
Yep.
It's
A hundred
unfortunate. You
percent.
push your partner into the arms of somebody like, all right, well, I don't feel safe with you. But this person, I know I ain't gotta worry about them saying nothing or emasculating me in front of everybody. Safety is number one. Yeah, that safety is number one for me too. Once you the trust, safety, it's all in the same basket for me. And I think it's similar for men. They care about different things, but ultimately you're just showing that what you would do in those times, like, oh, she's gonna embarrass me.
Okay.
Couples, please don't start
I am
arguing in the
in
middle of
a
play with others. It's so uncomfortable for all parties. It immediately throws everything. I've had this happen where couples argue and I'm just there. I'm supposed to be there for a good time and it turns into either I'm a mediator or I'm just so uncomfortable and I gotta leave. I definitely don't want to be talked to in a disgraceful manner or
But what
embarrassed
are
by
you
my
arguing
partner.
about?
I agree.
What are you arguing about? How do you start arguing in the middle of a blowjob
Oh
or
my
middle of giving
goodness.
head? You just
I swear I've had all types of things happen. Or the woman feels like he's giving me a little bit too much attention, or oh, you don't do that with me, or it- just so many little stupid reasons that women that might even be the core of the issue. That's what they're saying right now, but it's really something else. Right now is where they're going to get their aggression out. It's like, oh, I don't like how you it's an insecurity. I'm feeling a little insecure. And instead of communicating that way, it's an argument. And it's like, you should figure that shit out before I get here. Y'all had all day to figure that out. Why now? People need to keep their mess off social media too. That's another issue. Nah, for real.
hmm
Actual factual. For real, for real.
yeah, no,
No,
people
yeah,
that,
it happens.
yeah, again, I don't know who said it. I don't know, cheat out. It might have been, I might have heard you say it. It's like, don't make my life a movie. Was it you who said that for everybody?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, don't
Don't
don't don't make my life a movie.
a public spectacle. And
And,
it's
and
it's even more harmful when you
even,
have a social media presence and the person works to destroy that, because I've been through that. It's like, you see what I'm building, you see what I'm doing, you're destroying essentially not even just me personally, but my brand, my finances. That's a different level of, now I really can't trust you.
yeah, yeah, and but I think a lot of people who don't have as much skin in the game as we do don't understand that. They don't understand that you're not just, messing with, like you said, T Dot or Jonathan or whoever is connected. It's like, it's a lot of that has gone into this: time, money, effort, all kinds of stuff. You almost, when you're trying to build anything, a business, it consumes your life.
Yeah, it really
And
does.
and you're just gonna come and try to destroy something like that? Crazy.
I could never. I promise you, that's the one thing I won't. You mess with my money, my livelihood of mine and my child's. Why do you think you deserve a seat at that table after that you just knocked over?
Okay.
It's I will never understand it. I would never do that to somebody either.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
leave
like
immediately.
proving that I can't trust you when I'm.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. We all have our vulnerable. I won't talk about who it is, but I had a moment. Someone did something to me, and it cost me to lose a lot of money, a lot of it. Basically, I had a partner and I owned a lot of property. He went to jail because all of it ended up being fraud,
Oh
like
man.
in the millions of the dollars worth of fraud.
Oh yeah. And he could have definitely caused you to have to go to jail.
Right. So because he went to jail, they and his name was attached to it. When the government comes in, they seize everything,
Everything. Yeah. Yeah.
whether
Hmm.
the people knew it or not. So I ended
Hmm.
up losing everything. So I had a moment of vulnerability where I like broke down and I cried. It was bad. And at the time, the person was understanding, but of me doing that, and they were comforting. But I later found out that they used that. They were going around, oh, he's a punk, he's this, and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. You have to be really really careful with who you let in your personal space and who you're vulnerable around. And like you said, if I can't be vulnerable with my wife, my husband, my spouse, whoever, my best friend, not my husband, Jonathan is not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But anyway, if you can't be vulnerable around the people who are closest to you, yeah, no. Which includes arguing in public. Yeah.
Yeah. And if we fall out and the first thing you do is try to attack my character and it has nothing to do with this, that's what gets me is like all the extra stuff, nothing to do with the conversation at hand. Then why would you think I would allow you back around me to do it again? A lot of people don't understand that concept.
Yeah, a lot of times it is hard to get out of relationships. Not a lot of times, it's always hard to get out of relationships. You've been with somebody for however long you've been with them, even though you probably shouldn't be with them anymore. It's hard. You're in love, your feelings are in play, humanity comes into play. Even and
Yeah.
sometimes it takes them embarrassing you a lot before you realize.
I don't want this anymore. Or you lose stuff. Sometimes for me, any time where my livelihood is affected is it for me. My schooling is affected or like I can't forgive that. I worked too hard to get where I am to like let an outside entity come and ruin that. I can't. That's unforgivable.
Yeah, you know what? That is exactly right. I have worked really really hard and to allow someone to come in and destroy this. It's mean. That's what I call it. It's mean. There's so many other ways you can hurt me, but you want to try to hurt me by making me homeless, making sure I have no way to eat, all that kinds of shit.
I think that's the ultimate form of, but that's why they do it. They're like, oh, they want to see you low at your lowest, but they try. It doesn't. It typically doesn't work for them. They try.
Yeah, but there is a lot of that in the LS. There's a lot of that. A lot of people who do that. And
Why do you think that is? I don't think it's exclusive to the LS though. I think that's just you. I think we're just all in a bubble here in the community. So it's like we see it more often. We see the pattern of that more often. But I think that's human nature.
well, so it is human nature, but when I've definitely had people do that to me in business situations, but they did it because they were going to get something out of it.
Yeah,
That while I still think it's bad, at least I understand that they were going to get something out of it. It wasn't just jealousy. It's like, okay, if I can knock him out of this deal and slide my while
I
they're
could get myself in there.
sliding,
Yeah,
sliding, it's yeah, it's like if you knock me out, my discreet friends, people aren't coming to you because the way people move in the LS is this: once they see parties being toxic, they're not going to mess with either party. It
yeah,
doesn't matter which party is right. Once they see toxicity, you're just going to lose like 40% of your following.
yeah. That's so true. Both of y'all are being harmed in that situation. But some people aren't doing so well anyway that they're willing to go down with the ship type situation. And it's always so funny to me because there's people like me who are resilient enough to be like, well, you stop nothing because I still have this and this and this going on for me. So good luck. It doesn't really, it's getting easier and easier to let that stuff roll off my shoulders these days. Cause it's like, can't anybody but me stop me from getting where I need to go.
Water off duck's back. That's what the old folk used to say. Let it roll
Really,
off.
water off a duck's back. I'm gonna start saying that and let's bring back old sayings. Is water off a duck's back.
That's what you got to do. Listen, and always know that there are literally people who hate you because,
Everywhere.
because you exist. That's it.
Hmm.
You exist. They don't. Sometimes I've actually tried to talk to people and say, what did I do? They can't come up with one
I just
real.
don't like you. Or my favorite is like, you think you're all, it's something that doesn't affect them at all. You think you're all that. What does that have to do with you if I did? Why don't you think you're all that? Like, it's such a stupid reason to dislike someone for having confidence.
That's the big that one always makes me laugh because people who really 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 know me know I am like the most awkward, weird, goofy, nerdy guy on the face of the planet. I really am. And all that stuff that I do in public, I have to psych myself up from the time I leave my house to the time that I get to an event to actually be Jonathan NY. And I'm always nervous. I never think any woman wants to play with me. I'm like, it's like I never think anybody wants to talk to me. Oh, for all my events, I never think anybody's going to show up to any of my events. I am the most nervous person on the face of the planet, and people have called me arrogant and conceited. I'm like, I promise you, it's. I promise you, it's.
Me too. I have such bad social anxiety. I have panic attacks, all that. And they're like, people have asked me, how did you get so confident? Huh? What are you talking? I'm fighting for my life every day. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I was at the. I think Chrissy's still on here. I during the podcast. I'm not doing the podcast. Doing the takeover. I
Uh-huh.
literally went to Chrissy and Nicole's room, and I just laid in the bed. I I didn't intend on playing. Chrissy just moved over. She just started rubbing my head, and she just let me sleep. And I sat there and slept for like an hour. I was like so overwhelmed and so like,
Overstimulated. Yes. It happens to me all the time. People see me in these little spurts of when I do have the energy to be social, but they don't know the work that goes into that behind the scenes where I have to go to my that's why I love having my own room. I need to go to my room. I need to decompress. I have a whole ritual that I do before I step out in a crowd of people to
yeah.
make sure that my energy is able to like even that. So that little spurt of energy you saw, it's that's what you're gonna get. And I'm gonna go recharge and maybe come back again and do it again. It's however many times I need to do it. And the people that are closest to me, they know that. They're like, all right, just come in here, just breathe, just decompress. It takes that sometimes, most of
Mhm.
the time.
No, no, 100%. And that's when when I had our little team. Um, that's they knew that about me. They were good at calming me down and making sure that making sure I went in a corner, just
Hmm.
did things. Or a lot of times people will see me standing in a party, and I'm in the party, I'm dancing a little bit, or you might just see me sitting at a table just kind of smiling. I'm really just trying to get my brain together,
Yeah.
but I can't have a nervous breakdown in front of everybody. So I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. All right
It's
now."
so funny. Everybody that I know that does events, parties, social media, that are these big personalities, has some story like that where it's like, I really don't like to be perceived. That's my whole thing. They're like, what do you mean? I don't like to be perceived because I know I have to be perceived. I'm going to make sure it's the best case scenario. I like having control over my image. I like having control. Yeah, I do social media because I like having control over what I put out there, the narrative that I put out there, my story, how I look.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. We got to go. But here's my thing. My favorite part of parties. My favorite part of the parties that I plan are not the party aspect of it. For me, I'm not having a good time until I'm watching everybody else have a good time.
Yep.
That's what it is for me. It's like if I know that everybody, the minute I see everybody having a good time, I'm like, yes,
This
it's.
is what it is. That's the reward. I love that. I like seeing, I look around like, wow, everybody's just enjoying themselves. I love that part.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. When I was at the takeover, and this was kind of a smaller party for us, but when I was at the takeover, at one point, I watched you guys from YAS go get all the white old people from like South
It was
Jersey,
so fun.
and you guys just started mixing. It's you guys have never met each other, never gone to a party like that. But it was like these two people who are polar opposites.
I have videos of that.
Yeah,
We're
and
all
you
walking up and they're trying to dance. They're dancing differently, but we're all to trap music, line dancing. It was going down.
it didn't matter big, tall, short, skinny, white, black. It didn't, and
I
everybody
love that.
freaking getting along.
I love that.
I didn't see any fights that happen, any issues that happen, except for people who already had issues amongst each other.
Yeah, like that's expected.
Yeah, but everybody got along. It was great. And I was like, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Even when we were in the courtyard on Saturday, it was like I was watching everybody do whatever. I was like, this is,
Saturday was definitely dope. That was my favorite day.
yeah. And I mean, the money is great, but the money's not all that. But the money's great, but it's that part of it. It's bringing people together to do stuff. I was like, oh, this is dope.
That's what the reason is too. The same for me.
Yep. And then I have the anxiety of everything else because now I have to clean up. It's like,
But
this.
it's like a cycle. You're used to it. It's like a drug. Like, I know I'm gonna have those feelings, but I know it's gonna be worth it.
No, you know what? And that's it. It literally is a drug. Like I'm dying in retirement.
Yeah,
I,
because you like the chaos. That's me too. The chaos.
I am who is this? Oh, I am literally dying. Like, oh my god, I gotta go do something. Yeah. Oh, she said it was chill. I'm glad you think it was chill. I wanted it to be a chill party. And at first, I'm gonna say this and go. At first, I thought nobody played, but what I realized is that people were hooking up kind of privately ish. They were like people were going to their rooms, and I'm
There
like,
was
getting,
orgy rooms.
where was I?
It was, and here's the beauty of it. It was never planned. We would just room to room. Oh, this is a situation. Come join. Like it was so spontaneous. It was no moment where you picked up your phone and you were like, "Hey, come to." Like it just happened. It was
You
so
know,
natural.
I'm lying because I walked into a couple of rooms myself, and I was so pissed that I couldn't stay. I'm like, I can't stay. I'm working. I gotta go. They were like, come on. I lie to you not. I walked in one room. I can say Ginge. I walked in Jen's room. It was Jen's, Renee. It was Jessica. It was another person who's gorgeous, Megan, and they were on the bed just going at it. And they looked at me and they were like, "Come join us." And I was like, "Shit, I gotta go." I was like,
I'm working, but your name ain't Courtyard for no reason. You
"Why is my name Courtyard?"
don't know why your name's Courtyard.
I don't know. I thought my name was Toxic.
It went down in the courtyard. You
I
don't
don't.
know why your name was Courtyard.
I don't.
Okay.
I
All
don't.
right, Donovan.
I was in the courtyard, minding my business, just walking around.
I'm putting your face in places. Oh, that didn't happen. I'm feeling gaslit right now, but okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just
That's that
saying.
toxic stuff.
If
I guess
somebody,
that's the nice topic. It was toxic.
it was toxic. I mean, if somebody's legs was jelly afterwards, it's not my fault.
But I heard they couldn't walk.
They sure could not. You're quite right.
See? Y'all see it. Y'all see
No,
it.
nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing.
Giving hugs.
Next week we're going to have on Nubian Excellence. We're going to have Nubian Excellence on the show. She is a host from up this way. She has a very very popular group, and we're going to start bringing on other hosts. Or I got a second hug in the courtyard. Really, really? No, get out. See, y'all gaslighting me. Tell me I did stuff like that. He was giving all the hugs. No, I wasn't. Y'all gonna stop.
You were.
I did not. I didn't give one hug.
Oh, that's definitely a lie because I witnessed at least.
No face, no case, no video. It didn't happen. If you can't prove it, listen. If I gave a hug, send me the video. That's all I got
I
to
think
say.
I might have to scroll. I think somebody caught you in 4K.
Wow. Anyway, she's going to be on next week. T, thank you so very much. Ginge had an emergency. That's why she's not on.
Okay. Hope everything's good.
Yeah, no, she's good. Lola was she had kid issues. Little man keeps running by the camera, so we
Oh yeah.
Thank you so very much because once again, I actually come on last minute and you did so.
That's okay. Even with the technical difficulties, we made it happen.
You made it happen. Either Wednesday or Thursday of next week, I will probably be in Virginia.
All
I'm very
right. Let me know so I can pull up.
Thank you very much, guys. You all have a good day.
Good
Bye.
night.
Wait.